Da 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 da. Oh, hey guys, it's Trikey, the Assertive Triceratops. Everyone calls me Trike, and today we are going to talk about Star Wars. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up with Star Wars. It was a family tradition to watch the original Star Wars trilogy once a year on New Year's Eve. It took some time to fully appreciate the original trilogy, but I remember them being classic, timeless films, and I had lots of fun watching them. Then during my childhood, they made some more Star Wars movies, a prequel trilogy. The first of these movies to come out was The Phantom Menace. This is the film that many Star Wars fans love to hate, and they treat it like dino excrement. However, The Phantom Menace was actually the first Star Wars movie I really liked as a kid, and liked enough to want to watch it over and over. It seemed to appeal more to me. I also didn't hate Jar Jar Binks. Many found him annoying, but I thought he was really funny, and my dad often quoted his lines so much. It seemed more fun and exciting to watch, and I think it's because I enjoy movies with kids as characters like young Anakin Skywalker, and I also really enjoyed the pod racing scenes. Now, episode 2 on the other hand, I did not like. It was so boring. It was so slow, and entertaining scenes were few and far between. I also hated what Anakin Skywalker grew up into. At that point, he was Darth Vader without the mask, because of how he went and committed mass genocide against a bunch of innocent sand people. But even stupider is Padme. Padme. She is a dumb human female too. Your husband tells you that he murdered sand people, and you still stay with him? Why? Why do you want to stay with a genocidal maniac? The only scenes in Attack of the Clones that I enjoyed were the factory sequence and the arena sequence. That's it. Other than that, it was a super boring mess that I would not watch again for a very long time. Now on to episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The highest rated of the prequels and is considered the good one. I liked episode 3 better than episode 2. It was longer than I remembered, but at least it was more entertaining. But I still have gripes with it, like the fight with General Grievous. It was so anticlimactic. He gets shot with a blaster and that's it. He dies. And then Anakin just becomes more of a jerkosaurus. He kills kids, he picks the dark side, he gets in a fight with his best friends, and then he burns up in a lake of lava. Wanna know what's funny? In episode 4, Obi-Wan said that Anakin was his best friend. No, he wasn't. Not if you hated him at the end of episode 3. More years passed and it seemed like we'd never see another Star Wars movie. Until lo and behold, Disney bought Lucasfilms and started working on a new Star Wars trilogy. A trilogy of sequels. Everyone on Earth was really excited to finally see a new Star Wars movie in years. Then finally, in December of 2015, it finally came out. Everyone just had to see it and the theaters were packed. So, how was it? Was it worth the hype? No, it wasn't. First of all, the title of the movie was really stupid. The Force Awakens? I thought the Force never slept, so how can it awaken? Now for the movie itself, this movie was a lot of fun. However, that doesn't mean I thought it was a good movie. it was way too unoriginal. The only hints of originality were the new characters they came up with. Other than that, it was way too similar to A New Hope. You have the desert sequence, the cantina sequence, the Death Star sequence. Everything's been recycled. This was not what I wanted to see in a Star Wars movie. I wanted a new original Star Wars movie, not a nostalgic fan-pandering film. This is a film that was eaten up just to be turned into dino excrement to become soil for flowers. Now last but not least, I'm going to talk about The Last Jedi. I know that there was also a spin-off called Rogue One before The Last Jedi, but I'm focusing on the main series. So what do I think of The Last Jedi? Well, I thought The Last Jedi was good. Yes, that's right, I liked it. I will admit it did borrow from The Empire Strikes Back, but it was still a lot more original than The Force Awakens. I personally was happy to see some new stuff rather than a repeat of events before. However, it did also have its own flaws. I thought the climax of the film dragged on for way too long, because just when you think everything would be resolved, there would be another scene, and another scene, and then another scene after that. It made you wonder when they were finally going to wrap things up once and for all. The climax could have easily been shorter. There was also one scene that I didn't like, the casino sequence. Like all my fossils, the casino sequence. It was so stupid and so unnecessary. It just did not need to be in the movie at all. Other than my gripes with the flaws of the film though, it was still a good movie. I believe the good stuff made up for it, and I'd watch it again. So overall, how do I rate Star Wars? Overall, I believe that Star Wars is a hit and miss franchise. I put the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, on the highest tier. They are timeless classics that will never get old, and every time I watch them, I continue to enjoy them. On the middle of the road tier, I put in episodes 1, 3, and 8. Not the best Star Wars films, but there are films that I still enjoy even with my gripes with them. Last but certainly least is the excrement tier. These are the Star Wars movies that are so bad, they deserve to be nothing but excrements for flowers to grow on. Those films are episodes 2 and 7. These are the movies that are so awful, they are not worth mentioning, and I wouldn't ever want to watch them again for a long time. Anyway, that's my opinion on Star Wars and how I rate the franchise. I'm Trikey, the Assertive Triceratops, and you have a hornerific day.